beyond the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th Gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus vortex flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, with our gaming partners being Intel. Intel delivers the best gaming value by delivering the best overall gaming experience. Make sure to follow the hashtag GameWithIntel to find out more. And of course, our apparel partners are none other than 656. It's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by Crips and Universe, all three of us in the same plane of existence at the same time. What is this box?
The
Where
stars
are
have
we?
aligned.
Yes, our stars have aligned, and oh my god, Crips, your hairstyle, I absolutely love it. We're rocking the same look, man. We got that messy hair, we got everything, and Universe the only one looking fly and clean. Where's your
Okay.
jersey, man? You need to go to 656 right now to pick your up. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, what you really are here for is, of course, today's matchups. Because honestly speaking, Guys, today's game, it's gonna be a big one. Lower bracket decider finals. The person who wins here will set their date against Enigma to take them on one more time to see who gets crowned in season number 4.
Whew. I mean, after watching Team Snakes play yesterday, I'm kind of scared for True Rippers. And even though True Rippers are the kind of aggressive team that we love to see and we love watching them make those plays, it's kind of difficult to do so against an explosive team like Team Snakes. Both the teams have incredible amounts of firepower, and when I say incredible, it's kind of an understatement. That's the kind of stuff that will blow your minds away.
I completely agree with you there. But at the same time, do you know who has been blowing our minds away the most in this entire tournament? It has to be the people on the MVP standing. So let's head on down over there and Universe talk us right through these players because we're going to be seeing this for one last time. And the only two relevant players that are here even are Raphael and Paradox.
Yeah, all the remaining have been knocked out, but there is one player who I think is just behind this. I think he's either on the fifth or sixth position. That's probably Shooter, who has absolutely shown his best self yesterday. He was an absolute maniac, and I think that True Rippers need to be considerate about what he can do. While Paradox has himself changed his role quite a bit, it's been a while since we saw him playing the Jet. He needs to be careful about what is going to be coming up today because I think True Rippers need to go back to their old selves to try and face off Team Snakes. They need Paradox back on that Jet, being the dynamic self that he is to face off against Shooter in a 1v1 because One Tap God, while he is doing a pretty good job, I think the star factor that Paradox brings in, it needs to be the one to compete against Shooter.
Let's head on down over towards the brackets, though, ladies and gentlemen, because we really do need to talk about the storyline a little bit more. And I think, Crips, you're going to be the best person.
So the main storyline over here is that these guys have faced each other before, right? True Rippers and Team Snakes, they faced each other way ago.
It's a
And
grudge match. Ultra.
exactly. Now, the last time these guys faced each other, True Rippers was able to beat them 2-0. Although, don't go by that scoreline. Every single map was incredibly close. But then when we saw Team Snakes play in the lower bracket, they were like these absolute different beasts. I mean, they were not even beasts, they were literally demons at one point. I don't know if they will be able to replicate the same form today. I don't know whether they'll be able to exact revenge once more, but I'm really excited to see Team Snakes go up against Two Rippers once more because when it comes to adaptability, Team Snakes have been proving us wrong. In the group stage of the gauntlet, I used to say that Team Snakes are not all that versatile, but ever since I saw them in the playoffs, that has definitely changed. And if they have made those improvements and if they can keep up their form today, then True Rippers have a massive uphill climb against them.
It's gonna be a pretty big one in general when you consider how much the side of Team Snake, sorry, have evolved and have changed their playstyle to try and go up against their opposition. So let's talk about their opposition a little bit more. Let's talk about True Rippers as we head on down over onto their team spotlight. And Universe, I want you to talk us right through this roster because this roster has been going through a lot of changes, let's say. But then again, these changes are for the positive. That's so.
Yeah, I think it's all about the versatility of each player. Why they are giving in, different players, different roles to Dawn. The one thing that's keeping constant within themselves is the fact that they play as a team. While Paradox has shifted to this, multi-dimensional role where he plays the Omen, he plays a Chamber, he plays the KO as well. He's, the entire team is revolving around how to make each one of these players very self-sufficient, and True Rippers are doing a pretty good job at getting their players to do that pretty well. But today needs to be where they stick to the best of their abilities. Today needs to be where they can move in further and hit the grand finals in a way that nobody expected them to. Everybody thought that True Rippers would have come till a certain point, but this right here is the pinnacle of their success. They're coming to the grand finals of the TC Gauntlet Season 4 is a step in a huge, huge direction for them to do something better and to prove themselves, of course, because Team Snakes, are no easy team to beat.
We kind of expected that True Rippers were going to be the ones to take the limelight when it came down to season number 4 because they're the underdog team that let's head on down over to the crucial player spotlight to see exactly who's going to be the one who stepped in to that exact same limelight. And Crips, it's going to be none other than Masters.
So Master has this really amazing habit where he kind of plays like a duelist at times, but then every now and then when there's a certain situation where you want Paradox to go ahead in a position or where you want to set up one tap god, he will gladly sacrifice his life to success. But if need be, he can take up the responsibilities himself. And the best part about Master is the timing of his trades. Now, I know that I've mentioned that True Rippers have, they have suffered because of not being able to time their attacks well in the past. But we usually see those kind of mistakes coming in from other players, not Master. Master is always on point. And I hope that everyone else can take a lesson from him and everyone learns the art of timing your attacks from Master. If everyone is on the same page, then I think we have a decent match on our hands. Otherwise, Team might just be able to run away with this one like they did yesterday.
Yeah, that is for certain because the way that True Rippers play, it's a lot about just going in for rushes and their trade game is just way on point. But then again, we got to consider the set of Team Snakes as well. So let's head on down over onto their team spotlights and see exactly what they have cooking up for us because from what we have seen throughout their entire lower bracket run, Team Snakes, they've made massive strides to improve themselves. And I'm really hoping that they're going to be able to bring their A game here today. And Universe, I think that you really want to talk about this roster because after their performance yesterday against Reckoning, oh my god, is pretty much everyone is looking at this one squad.
Yeah, this might be, this could be their last game together, or this could be another one added onto the roster if they go to the finals, right? Team Snakes, they're trying to give out everything they can because we all know that these players have split across different, teams now. It's a little saddening to see that, but to be honest, this is their final rodeo that is going in a very, very good fashion. And yesterday's performance, like you were saying itself, against Reckoning was one that I honestly thoroughly enjoyed because you might talk about how the team factor of True Rippers comes into place, but I would believe that Team Snakes have a better constituency of their entire surroundings. Every single player knows how to support one who is already in danger or in trouble at the same site or on the other side of the map itself. They have crossfires which are set up perfectly. They adjust to each other's positions. Their adaptability is brilliant, and their individual performances, well, I don't need to talk about that basing on what we saw yesterday. Team Snakes is top notch. The team is like a perfectly healthy red apple that you just love watching how good it is, and the way that this team works around in a way that they adapt to their opponents more than they actually do to each other. Because the one thing about Reckoning was, like we said yesterday, they love control, right? Team Snakes oppose that control in not just one or two ways, but in multiple different ways. And Reckoning was just thrown off guard by the two or three strategies that they were constantly reusing. And True Rippers might become susceptible to that. And I really hope that they've got some sort of contingency plan in store for what Team Snakes can bring to the table.
I completely do agree. But then again, I do believe that one player could just be a massive thorn in the sides for the side of True Rippers. So let's head on down over to their crucial player spotlight and see exactly who's going to be on the limelight for that. And I think that Shaka being here is not really a surprise. He's that one player that has the most silent aim out of the bunch. But when he shows up massive. Crips.
Yeah, he mostly shows up towards the ends of the round, right? We've
Yep.
seen him in clutch situations a lot of times, and that's when you really want that guy to be calm, composed, and collected. I kind of want to add on to something that Universe said over here. He said that yesterday, Reckoning Esports were trying the same 3-4 strats again and again, and have a controversial opinion about that. True Rippers are not as disciplined as Reckoning Esports. And while you might think that discipline is good, discipline is required, hear me out. You do more random things to throw off Team Snakes from their balance. And that might actually help you. Not being disciplined over here might actually help you. I know it sounds stupid. I know you might disagree with me,
No.
but Team Snakes, if they're trying to adapt to you, the best thing that you can do is go in with a half-baked game plan and improvise to the best of your abilities. So if Team Snakes doesn't know what you're, I mean,
YOLO. Just say
if
YOLO.
I was a little away from edging on the YOLO, but consider this: if you guys don't have a full-fledged game plan in your mind, and you go into the round with just a little bit of preparation, you will be able to improvise much faster, and you will not be panicking if, let's say, the plan A fails. You will always be able to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And I think that's the best part about playing against Team Snakes, and that's what they thrive on. If your plan fails initially, Team Snakes will easily take control of the map in the few seconds that you're deciding what to do. Those few seconds of indecision might lead to your death. And here, if you just play on your instincts, I think you should be able to do against Team Snakes. I know a lot of people will in chat will be like, "What the hell is this guy saying? Why is he saying all of this?" Let's see how it works out. I'm brave enough to let this bold prediction roll through.
Honestly speaking, your prediction could not be off the margin as well here, because we're
Or it
talking
could be way
about
off.
No. There's a high chance that it's not way off, because we're talking about true rippers, and sometimes they have a half-baked plan and they sometimes go through with it. Paradox on a KO, he runs through a smoke and somehow randomly gets 2 kills. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Those are the kind of plays I'm talking about. On paper, if you push through a smoke with three guys right in front of you, you should be dead. But with True Rippers players playing on their instinct, I mean, if they realize that there is a small chance that the enemy is not looking towards the smoke, they're looking in another direction, you can go ahead and make even those on paper dumb plays work.
that's the thing. And I really do believe we gotta consider the maps whenever we're thinking about dumb plays. So let's see where we're gonna be headed, because I do believe that the map selection here this time around will be a little bit more towards the interesting side, because both of these teams, they have similar map pools, and that's why we will see the map of Icebox coming out right off the get-go. Now, Icebox Split and Ascent, we've been looking at this map pool constantly, and it's been a staple, but now with the new iteration of Icebox, a lot of teams have strayed away from the traditional compositions, and a lot of teams have picked up different comps according to their playstyle. I do believe that Team Snakes, they have a slight advantage on this map in comparison to True Rippers. What about you, Universe?
I have to agree. I don't think Icebox is a map that True Rippers are particularly comfortable upon. While they have chosen it, I think, sparing 2 to 3 times, they don't really mind the map, but they also wouldn't
Map,
call it,
they
the one that they would love going for a romance with.
yeah, but if I remember correctly, I think they only pulled out this map twice after the remake. But that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, could be so. But the one thing that I am actually, looking at is True Rippers picking up Split is a good choice for them. But Team Snakes are just as good. They had played Split, I think, earlier, in just about, I think, 2, 3 BO3s ago. I think they had played Split and they won that map. I believe it was in their first round of the playoffs, and they did pretty good. And I think that the way this team works around their adaptability, again, like I put a little extra pressure on, Team Snakes know how to make their opponents think thrice, 4 times, 5 times. And the fact that Team Snakes can do that on actually any map, I don't really see them having an issue with almost any map. I think Ascent is going to be pretty good if at all it does go there. But at the moment, I would say that True Rippers have their work cut out, and I think Snakes have an upper hand thanks to Icebox being in this, entire zone. But hey, like Crips mentioned earlier, you never know if one random, moment just turns out to be the winning factor for them, and they build off of momentum on top of that, and everybody just goes on a haywire killing spree. Then True Rippers have found the formula that they did in the upper brackets earlier.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. But now, Crips, I want your thoughts on this, about the map selection. And what do you think? Will this even go down over onto 3 maps? Because I believe this will be a 2 mapper.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say which team. I'm not gonna say which team, but I have a feeling this will be a 2.
I think this can go to a three map. Because True Rippers and Team Snakes, both of them will obviously do their homework about each other. Now, the only thing is, they will be coming into this game with a certain plan to counter the opponent. And obviously, the opponents will also change something or the other about their playstyle. So, whatever strats that they've used in the past have already been burnt out, or if not burnt out, predicted. So what new can you bring to the table? Is it going to be something completely brand new, or is it going to be the same old strat but with a few minor twists and turns, with a few little tweaks? If you do those little tweaks, it might make it easier for you. But of course, brand new plans are always appreciated as well. Coming up with those can be a little difficult, but I think that's what Icebox is all about. But even in Icebox, I think if both the teams try to play towards the sides, like the A side and the B side, they you can't really predict what's going to happen over there because they're evenly matched. The mid area, on the other hand, is something that not a lot of teams in South Asia have been able to work out pretty well. And my case in point over here being, every time on the attacking side, when teams try to go from under tube towards B side, it seldom works in the favor of the attackers, and most of it is because the rotations from the defenders comes in either way too early, in which case you lose. But if the rotations from the defenders are on time, or if they don't even go for the rotate, they just play for the retake, that's when the defenders have a better chance of winning. But none of these teams experiment with the mid to B strat as much. In fact, mid to B strat, you might even see it like one or two times. Mid to A is something that they barely ever do. So if you try to incorporate mid into your play a lot more, I think you will find. I think they'll be able to find success.
That is for certain. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that you guys are all going to be hyped up for the game. So I'm going to be sending these two down over towards the caster's desk. I'm going to be taking a back seat and watching from the back end to see what these two are going to be missing. So we'll be back after a short little break and a message from our sponsors.
Well,
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the agent selection.
yep, and we've got already everybody locked and loaded in. Paradox is playing the Viper, which is a constituent of what he did earlier. Relic and One Tap God have taken over the roles of the duelist. There is a double duelist composition that True Rippers usually love going for on the map of Icebox. While the last time we did see this happen, it was True Rippers who actually went about and had Shooter and Paradox, I think, at the very top of things, where Paradox was competing with the top spot for the MVPs and killings and whatnot, being a Viper player. And that, I think, throws in a lot of variety into how much you need to consider this guy, whether he's playing the Jet or he's playing the Viper, whether he's playing any other character. Paradox is just that good. Soulmate with the Viper himself, King with the Chamber, and we've got a similar composition except for the fact that Abdur has picked up a Sage, and we've got Relic on the Reyna. Now, both these teams have got different approaches. Churip was obviously a little bit extra step towards the firepower, having the Reyna on Relic, but I would think that even on defense, they're not too bad at all. In fact, they are going to be having a little bit more extra work to do on attack, I believe, because of the composition that HSB and Co have. And this has to be a match where True Rippers absolutely, throw out everything out of their bag, completely empty their strat book. And yep, that's basically what they're supposed to do. No matter what it is, just put it out there. Don't care about whether it's wacky or think about whether it's a weird strat. If you think it works, or if you think it might work, you might as well try it.
But then the opportunity of trying new things is long past. You might have tried some of the other things in the past, and if they work, then you can use the same things again. But then now you have to answer the question: will the opponents predict it or not? It's again, that's what happens in these grudge matches, man. You try to overthink so much, then it kind of ends up messing with your own head, right? So whether these teams actually consider the previous game, or they just take this one as a fresh start, it all will determine how much risk how much risk appetite they have. Now, speaking about the agent selection, I do see a little red flag in True Rippers over here. They have no Sage, and while they don't want to play with the Sage, they're a very aggressive team. These guys are, I mean, the Sage itself allows you so much luxury in terms of getting space, right?
Yep.
If you go for the plants, the barrier orb can easily protect you from all sort of firing that you can have. if you try to go for a retake, the barrier op can easily protect you while one sticks the defuse and the other guy, protects you or something like that. And once those barrier orbs are in place, the only thing that can probably disrupt you is utility like snake bites or shock darts and stuff like that. So not having a sage on the side of True Rippers, it's a little bit of a red flag for me. But then again, they have three characters that have a get out of jail free card: the Jet, the Chamber, the Reina. They can all get away if they are in trouble. So what do True Rippers have in plan over here? I mean, do they just want to fight, and hope that they are able to win the aim duels? It's a big, you know, big risk. Team Snakes are no joke, and they also have some ridiculous amount of firepower. And if they're able to actually win these duels against Team Snakes, then good for them. But if they hope that they pick up the fights in the right place and just go for the trades, and if they're expecting that to work, then I really think that they need to reconsider what they have picked up.
Yep.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The coach of Team Snakes in front of your screens is his cam. Okay,
Oh,
he's
boy.
playing it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was yesterday as well.
This was yesterday as well. Right?
He's got a Ferris wheel of filters that he goes through across the entire match.
I hope he has a Ferris wheel of strats as well, right? Go for that strat roulette.
And yep, let's see if it does work out for them. An immediate mid presence being shown at the side of the attacker, Soulmate, crawling in towards tunnel. He's got Abdur with him. There is a trademark there to gain information, which is going to be triggered, and there it is. The wall will go up. Master's here though, and he's going to look. Oh, that wall is actually a little bit off placed, but still, Soulmate finds Paradox, and that's the controller out of the region here. King perfectly positioning, gets one, looks for the second, jumps around and gets away just about in time. And what the hell happened there? How did Relic not finish off that kill? And he somehow gets a free kill onto Soulmate.
That's okay. Even if he's able to get that kill, it doesn't really, stop True Rippers. They're still gonna advance from Snowman. Relic though, he's gonna be discovered. So now the red flag over here is True Rippers have absolutely no trading potential. But hey, do you need to trade if you're able to win all those duels? Master doesn't have any help. They're both about to double peek him, and he instantly gets sent back to his grave. Relic's position's already revealed, so might as well just go for it at full speed. He somehow managed to get that kill. No healing available though, and Shooter taps him away.
That was really close. That could have gone wrong in the multiple different ways, especially starting off with that wall that Abdur put down. He had that gap, and Master could have exploited that. But thanks to Soulmate finding Paradox, the whole factor of him trying to control the game with his utility was thrown away. And of course, King holding down the line perfectly towards A, getting that kill onto one tap God, unsuspecting. And while Relic did have a good flank, found 2 kills, but just wasn't enough. Now we've got upper weaponry for the side of the attack. Okay, Paradox!
Well, might as well go YOLO, right? Even Crosshair is in a position to go YOLO. 2 taps with that Sheriff, and he's gonna fall all the way back, but they haven't discovered him yet. Oh, he doesn't get the kill! And now the element of surprise is lost. He has to concede this site. The plant will go through. Superior weaponry still available on the side of Team Snakes. And now the range advantage that the pistols had is no longer going to be relevant. So winning these duels for True Rippers is going to be incredibly hard unless one tap God pulls off some ridiculous shots, and he's going to be instantly taken out.
Yeah, oh, Soulmate gets Master thanks to the low HP he's on, and Crosshair still looking for that kill. Finally gets it. Sits out in the open, maybe wanting to put out a teleporter, but he's going to have to get away with his life. There it is, round number 2 for the side of Snakes. And now there is a good buy for the side of True Rippers, and this is where they need to establish their ground. This bonus round needs to go away from the side of Snakes. While they are pretty prolific on this map of Icebox, with a couple of Spectres and a Marshal, still a high order to go up against a heavy 3-man stack on A.
And that recon dot will not reveal the stack either. One tap God, as usual, looking to pick up the duel, but he gets instantly deleted. Yeah, see, that's the problem about having composition that relies solely on winning your duels. If you're unable to win them even with the superior weaponry, then really what are you accomplishing over here? Team Snakes have shown presence towards both Tube and the A side, but after destroying that trademark, they're going to fall back and join their teammates. Now, that's going to put True Rippers in two minds. Where is the actual hit coming from?
Yeah, this is a little bit of an enigmatic moment for Two Rippers. They are not really sure. And that's exactly why they haven't really spread out too much. They're still sticking to the 2 and 2 because they've got 4 players. And committing towards one side is pretty much gambling and giving away almost a free set. Paradox does spot one. I think that's the call, though.
Yeah, that is definitely the call. He clears out the tube region, realizes there's nobody there. The chamber track was activated for nothing, and the call is here. Crosshair with the spray. Spike has been downed. Oh, he can't teleport back to safety, but that's okay. He's done his job. Paradox can pick up the rest, and all of a sudden, True Rippers look so much better. He sticks he sticks the plant all through the snake fight, and with that Viper Spit, time is running out for True Rippers. The Leer doesn't do anything, but Relic still wins it with 1 HP, mind you.
Oh boy, one more shot to the body and he was probably, dead meat. But Relic, thanks to his Vandal, he's able to deliver more of a punch than the Spectre can. True Rippers find their first. A little expensive. They did lose 3 players. So they're going to have to reinvest into this a little deeper. As you can see, the result of it is Paradox playing on a Spectre, one-tap God, forgive me, playing on the Bulldog, and one-tap God following suit as well. 2 of them on half armor, while the side of Snakes actually have a full and fledged comfortable buy, and they're going towards A.
This time, one-tap God wins the duel against Shooter, but at the cost of Relic's life. They continue going forward. The stack, it's not gonna help True Rippers. They're falling like flies. Rotations have come in, but it still doesn't help their cause. And after getting the man advantage, Team Snakes can easily fall back. They have all the time in the world. Even the bait res has come through. Does Paradox have it in him to challenge it? Oh, just the dink. And even Master cannot follow up. The trades are just simply not going in their favor. Crosshair has a mammoth task ahead of him. Herculean almost, and it really doesn't make sense for him to continue going for this one. A 1v5, literally all the odds against him.
Well, a flawless of sorts. Shooter did come back to life, but what I'm actually a little surprised about is when Soulmate ate that first bullet to the head, how did Master not convert that into a kill?
Exactly. That's the problem with having a composition that relies on getting kills. If you cannot get the kills, you might as well just type GG.
Well, it might be a little too soon for that, though. I'm pretty sure that they've got a lot more in the bag than where that came from. True Rippers
Definitely.
thrive on their attack side, and they have got the composition for the attack mainly, thanks to Relic and one-tap God playing the duelist. I think for now, being down to just a couple of pistols and 1 Marshal on Relic, they're going to have to try and suffice with what they've got on the A side. Crosshair does have the 2 to force, though, but he might be spotted out here.
Unless the Sova destroys the drone for him. In that case, he's undiscovered, gets the kill but can't get away, and sight, it just crumbles. Paradox still undiscovered over here, hiding behind his own toxin screen, but Shooter finds him, checks every single corner, and they leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, one-tap God can only hope for so much now. His ultimate will come into action if he's able to pull out 1 kill. But I'm pretty sure Shooter's gonna look for... Oh! Looks at him. Up a duel, and there's a good kill from one-tap God. Up to... Oh my god, okay, that came a little too close. One-tap God dashing away towards the direction of his enemy rather than away from him. And that's a 4th round. And a very good start, and immediately you can see, to break off that start, Masters called for a timeout, and True Rippers need to reconsider.
They do. Now, one thing that I noticed in this round about True Rippers is how early Paradox pushed out of Tube. There was already a chamber trap placed over there, but they realized that if Team Snakes are going for these fast-paced executes, then it really doesn't make sense to keep a chamber trap on mid and just play for detection. They need information early. This guy, Paradox, went ahead, found out everything he needed to, gave the correct call to his teammates as well. He called for the A side to be stacked, and it was, except for just one player who was still playing towards B. But even after all that, they were not able to stop the relentless pursuit of Team Snakes. Of course, you have to give them the benefit of doubt because they were on an eco, they didn't have the weapons. But consider this, even if Two Rippers are able to find out exactly what Team Snakes are up to, they are not able to stop them. And this has been classic Team Snakes, isn't it? You can still predict what they're going to do, but you won't be able to do anything about it. And I've been saying this since the start of the Gauntlet Season 4. Some things don't change, but even though I say that, Team Snakes have definitely got in a lot more pages into their playbook. And let's see if True Rippers can keep reading it.
Yeah, it is quite a little bit of an issue here for True Rippers. They need to restabilize and they need to find these kills. Looking for that B aggression to help it out with that. Crosshair been spotted out, and thanks to that, one tap god is able to bait out for a kill. That is a good setup and definitely works out for them.
Yep,
Holy
reveal
fuck.
one, reveal one, and then get the other guy to peek instead. Perfect bait and switch.
They don't even have the Sage ultimate available.
Yeah, and they don't really need that now, do they? The spike is on the stage though, but Paradox has that op. Even as a Viper, he's pretty deadly with that operator. Now, they even had to do their force a couple of rounds ago. Wonder how many charges that needs. Slowly and steadily, Abdur sneaking in like a steel commando, and Master never saw it coming. Now that his position's been revealed, he's gonna go for a weird wall which blocks him off from Screen's region. It keeps him safe, and he can plant the spike above, go all the way back, with Soulmate already coming in for a flank towards Screen. Paradox has absolutely no place left to stand, which can be called safe, and he will eventually be deleted by HSB through the bloody Toxin Screen. There's absolutely no way for you left to go. One tap god can't even proceed towards Screen because he's paranoid about Soulmate's off angle.
Well, he does deal with it, but Abdur's got Crosshair, and that's his teammate taken out of the equation. One tap god could pick up the operator and go for a save, but he knows that he needs rounds right now, not weapons. He's going for it. He gets one, and now HSB is gonna play for time, but it doesn't matter because it's already gone far behind. And one tap god does dash into his face. The bow was still rescinding back into the bag of HSB. Whatever it is, so keeps it. Yeah, this all right now. The side of Snakes care about is the rounds that they're putting up, and they're putting it up back and back. And to be honest, even that timeout didn't really do much except for that first kill. It was just that one strat they thought that could work. They went towards B, got the kill onto shooter, and then what? It was just a simple A execute that Abdur got a kill for free almost onto Master, sitting on top of that position on near Screens, and rest was history.
Yeah, the rest is history. Paradox looking to make history now as he picks up the aggression and the pieces. Gets one. King instantly rezzed. Now, True Rippers will be challenged. Can they peek this one? They do not. Instead, they commit the Viper spin. They are instead challenging the attackers to come through with this one. So, at the end of one round, nothing occurs except that 2 ultimates have been utilized. That's all.
That is true. Snakes haven't really lost anything just yet. They've only spotted maybe 2 players on A, 3 if at max. And that's exactly why Soulmates called them to go towards the B side, find success over there. And this has always actually found them something or the other. There is one person here, and that's One Tap God, who does have only his knives, and he's gonna be, he's detected. There's no way he's getting out of here unless he fights his way out of here. Gets one, no more for him. King denies him, and Crosshair could not even support him, did not have the time to come in through. Shooter could be spotted out here, but he gets away just about safe. King supports him, and now it's Relic's turn to turn up the heat. The Empress needs to make sure that she is seen and heard, and her power is going to be completely taken down to 0. 1 versus 2, King. Master's trying to maybe lock him out of some sort of position with that shock dart, but it's a little too late for him. King has 2 angles to focus upon, and Master finds the perfect timing on him. Finally, True Rippers respond with another.
Whew. I was really worried when one tap god decided to fight instead of falling back after his position was revealed. And while he did get that one kill, he did not accomplish all that much. In fact, I was even more paranoid about Crosshair speaking, because this guy was way out in the open without any teleport beacons on him, so that would have instantly resulted in his death. Now, the only way this would work if Soulmate came through and backstabbed them while True Rippers were focusing towards yellow. And he was able to get only one kill, but after that, the way True Rippers isolated those kills, it was incredible. And they used Abdur's own barrier orb against them. So that's amazing. You have to use your opponent's utility against them.
Yeah.
They will
Works out
predict
perfectly.
this.
Yeah,
Paradox
they
has
do
been
have
put
an
out
idea.
every time. So this time, if Crosshair goes for it, he will be checked, of
Come
course.
on.
Can't do the same things again and again. But Relic follow up from mid once again. They won't let Soulmate leave, and without Soulmate, maybe
the
True Rippers
timing.
will have some problem. Oh my goodness.
Relic held that angle for quite a while and then decided to push up further. He should have known that there's somebody towards Juice, but look at Paradox. He's got to jump on these people. While there is a trap here,
Soulmate
he's going
won't
to
see
be
it.
able to... Oh yeah, he gets away from Soulmate.
Wait,
And
what?
this should have been heard. Right?
Paradox didn't kill Soulmate?
I don't think he saw him. Did he see him?
Oh no.
No, but this is huge. This is 200 IQ moves right here, and he's going to get a kill for free. Maybe two as well, but he's the only one left, and now that makes them concentrating on his position. But Paradox is trying to prove that his aim is a lot better right now. Gets two. It is a 4 versus 1 that he was stuck in. Brings it back to a 2 versus 1. But time is of the essence here. He's trying to stick the defuse. But what he should remember is that there's always one person from Snakes lurking around, and that's Abdur. The utility was just about a safety protocol. And
Yeah,
there is a 6th round.
Safety protocols have been thrown out of the window. Remember how I said at the start of the game that both these teams don't utilize mid as much? Well, this round was literally the opposite of that. Everyone making plays for mid, hoping that they are able to sneak past each other. The fact that True Rippers have been pushing out of Tube every single round made Soulmate check it. But how on earth did Soulmate get away with that second kill onto Relic? That was just unexpected. I really thought Relic had his number and should have been able to kill him. And then even more weird stuff happens. Paradox gets through undetected. Like, this kind of stuff really makes you question exactly how much these teams know about each other.
But it seems like for the moment, Snakes have a little bit more of a jump. Oh. King is in a good position. He should have an idea that his teammates are being pressured. There's the kill that needs to come. Relic did find one, but unfortunately was surrounded by heaps of Snakes players. And with this eco, you can only hope for so much. Paradox gonna be stuck in that corner. Soulmate finds him. And Soulmate's been having the game of his life so far. Lurking kills, entry kills. He's done it all. The one man remaining. He's not got too much to work upon. It is a 1v3, but he's able to, if he's able to find Soulmate. That's, oh, Soulmate, you spotted him.
Wow.
I think that was a
Again?
little bit of a tunnel vision thing there.
This is the second time that Soulmate literally had a guy walk past him and not noticed him, right?
Yeah.
Wonder how many times this will happen more.
No, I'm
But,
pretty
yeah.
sure he saw him because his head was seen, right? We all saw it.
Maybe he was looking at his minimap at the time, so he probably got confused, or maybe he was, occupied with something else. Either way, it doesn't matter because Soulmate is literally top fragging right now with 13 frags, and 4 of the ultimates of Team Snakes are almost prepared. Abdur is 2 points away from the resurrection. Meanwhile, on the side of True Rippers, they only have the Hunter's Fury, which, by the way, hasn't been used yet.
Yep. 7-2, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a small little disconnection problem for Shooter. He will be back in just about a couple of more seconds. But so far, the one thing that has gone through is Soulmate's domination across the entire map. Whether it be his utility helping out his teammates, whether it be him lurking towards mid and finding kills for literally criminally free, or him just taking an entry frag straight up like he's the Jet. It's been his game so far to conduct, and he's being supported by Shooter throughout. Both of them are on 13 and 12 kills respectively, and they are dictating the pace of this game through and through. But there is one thing I do want to talk about, Grips, and I actually want to ask you: do you think that True Rippers are actually functioning on the lack of information a little? Because I actually haven't seen Master's contribution so far in terms of his utility as much.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing the standard recon darts every single round, but they instantly get destroyed, and it doesn't really offer you any value, right? Because it actually acts against you. You shoot a recon dart at the bottom of A, it gets destroyed. You have information, yeah, they're A, but at the very same moment, one of your teammates spots somebody towards mid. At the same time, somebody's making noise towards B. So, how do you determine all of this? Like, you have info, but you can't take any action on it. And you spoke about Soulmate being the most versatile Viper, right? He's doing the entry fragging, he's doing the lurking. I have to draw a parallel to that. Even Paradox is doing something similar. We saw him op already towards the rafters of A. We also saw him lurk at the bottom of A and then try to go for a backstab. And he was successful in that aspect too. So both the Vipers are being incredibly important for their team. The Sovas are not really doing anything, except that HSB doesn't need to do anything because his teammates are already pulling off all that he requires. And none of them have used their Hunter's Fury either.
Yeah, they are just holding on to those Hunter's Furies. Have we seen one the entire game? We haven't, right?
No, we haven't. It's been 9 rounds and we haven't seen a Hunter's Fury yet. Which is
Yeah.
surprising, right? Usually the Sovas save up the Hunter's Fury in case there's a Killjoy on the opponent team so they can break the lockdown. But there's no Killjoy in this game at all, so what are they saving it for? I can understand HSB not using it because he's never found himself in a situation where he thinks, oh, maybe I can help you with the ultimate. His teammates have almost always pulled off rounds by themselves without him needing to commit it. But for Master, things can be really different if he actually commits it or if he actually uses the utility on time. Forget the
You,
utility. Both the Sovas are sitting at just 2 points, 2 frags each.
yeah, that is true. Both the Sovas are actually not seeing as much of the cake as they should be. I think that everything around what True Rippers are doing is one thing that I've noticed so far. They are not really being as aggressive as they should be, right? Because there's a couple of moments where Paradox pushed up towards A. There was the setup that they did towards B with the chamber and the jet. But overall, their aggression has been almost at a bare minimum. And while this is like the last time we saw them play, it was you and me itself, that we love this True Rippers who are not really being outright in the face of their opponents. But I think in this match that they kind of need to be, because Team Snakes are absolutely hounding them right now, and they're not able to find an answer to it. And if they are able to go back to what exactly was happening, what they were doing earlier in the form of success of aggression, maybe it can work out. But ladies and gentlemen, all of this is happening. True Rippers are going to be thinking about their strategies. We have got a little bit of a break coming in. Shooter, unfortunately, has lost his electricity, so we'll be sorting that
Oh,
out. And as soon
no.
as he's going to come back, we're going to be back. So there's a short break coming in. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the LGR presents TC Gauntlet Season 4.
From the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
I'm Ankita. Welcome to Streamer Reviews, the place where you can watch gamers review the best new gaming laptops in the market. Gamers love exploring the vivid detailing of their favorite games. This demands a system that can support their immersive experience. So, we'll be checking out the Intel-powered Lenovo Legion 5, a laptop with features that let you dive into the exciting world of gaming. One of the most important aspects of the Lenovo Legion 5 is its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, with a base clock speed of 2.3 GHz up to 4.6 GHz turbo. It flaunts 8 cores, 16 threads and 24 MB cache. The Legion 5 lets you untether your gaming experience with Intel Wi-Fi 6, ensuring you can enjoy your favorite games wherever you like. Play on the go with up to 75% less latency. The Lenovo Legion AI engine optimizes performance automatically to any of the top 16 AAA games you're playing, with auto-detection dynamically allocating CPU and GPU usage accordingly to get up to 15% more FPS. Speaking of senses, there's another sense that's also important for an immersive experience: sound. Thankfully, the Legion 5 has this covered as well. A pair of stereo speakers enabled with dynamic audio gives you an immersive 3D audio experience. Why wait? Get your own Lenovo Legion 5 and dive into the world of gaming today.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gamers review the best new gaming laptops. We gamers are always on the lookout to get more out of our systems. If you're looking for a laptop that can exceed your expectations, check out the Dell G15 gaming laptop. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor surpasses my expectations with a max turbo frequency of 4.6 GHz. It also has a game shift key on the keyboard which triggers a dynamic performance mode to maximize the fan speeds to keep your system cool while the processors push harder. The G15 also sports an Intel Thunderbolt 4 port which boosts your transfer speeds to unbelievable levels with its blazing fast bandwidth of up to 40 Gbps. It also lets you connect all your accessories using a single port. It's obvious that this system is designed to go above and beyond to deliver the results that you desire. Get your Dell G15 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch, and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th Gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch, and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th Gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tec Gauntlet presents. I'm- my bad. I'm sorry. Welcome back to LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial and Intel and our Gaming Partner 6x6. Let's get back into the game now. We were on a pause between Team Snakes and True Rippers because of some electricity issue outside of Team Snakes. Let's just jump back into this one.
Yep, let's just get back into this. It's been quite a moment that has passed by, and Team Snakes are still in control. They've got 8 rounds in the bag, and True Rippers are lagging behind heavy. 228 the scoreline, and they're on another eco here. A semi-buy for Paradox, who does have the Hero Vandal. And apart from that, the overall circumstance for True Rippers has been, like we were discussing earlier, the lack of informational play. They're not able to absolutely gain control of the map. Their informational basis has been very poor so far because of the fact that Team Snakes have been constantly able to fake out towards mid and A and then allow one person to creep around while the rest of the team tries to, force this enigma towards either side of the map. And eventually, when they do go towards the one side that, they do commit, True Rippers actually don't have enough information to base their gamble, whether they should be stacking A or B, and they get caught out. Well, the wait's been long, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what this ends up. Is it going to be a 9-3 or is it going to be a 10-2?
Well, certainly the commitment of the two of their foes means that they don't want this to go all the way to 9. But Team Snakes still continue to get into the A side. It's almost like the stack is completely ineffective, but maybe Crosshair has something to say about it. They've deterred them from coming through once again, and Paradox stops him from rotating towards the B side as well, but now he's the only one left and walks into a double peek via his own toxin screen. It's starting to slip out from True Rippers' hands. I mean, if they can get 9-3, maybe any believers in superstition will probably be happy about it, but if it's 10-2, then that will just be too much of a deficit.
Yeah, but I would like to give them the benefit of doubt of having to go on the attack side and have a little bit extra, firepower to work with. And I think that might work out in their favor overall. But for that, they need to win the pistol. Right now, though, not the usual side of a Viper holding an operator, which is Paradox doing it towards the B side. One tap God, being as aggressive as he always was, is getting punished now. So that smoke is actually going to allow King to get close up, and a spam through the smoke with a running Phantom gives him a free kill. There they move into the side. And while Master's looking in the right direction, he turns away for a second, and Shooter punishes him straight to the dome of his head. And Relic lifted upon the wall, was spotted out, and then Shooter going up a little aggressive for his own good. A lot of chaos in this round, but it's still the side of Snakes in control. How many times have we seen that revive come through now, Crips?
Exactly, they're farming each other's ultimates up so quickly. This is the 3rd time they come into the Viper's pit. So many times the resurrection has come through. That just tells you how many kills these guys are getting. Paradox able to open the pick for once, but Cross at the moment he jumps and the feet land on the ground, he's going to be instantly deleted. He has a Viper's pit of his own, but he's probably never going to get to use it. And they're chasing him down to the ends of the earth. They want to run him out of the sight, run him to the other side, and straight down into 10-2. Oh my goodness. These guys just went for the A execute so many times in a row, changing absolutely nothing about it, but still True Rippers are not able to work around it. Yeah, sure, there were some rounds where True Rippers were able to get the first opening pick by either aggressing towards pipes or towards the left-hand side of the ultimate op, but other than that, even after getting those opening picks, they were not able to maintain that man advantage, and they ended up losing the side so often. And the amount of elevation in this round, like, first of all, we have Relic getting elevated by the barrier orb, and then one Shooter chasing him upstairs, only to be shut down by King. These guys just making a mockery out of True Rippers right now. They are chasing them down to the ends of the side and making sure that even when they have the advantage, even when they don't need to peek, Team Snakes continue to pick up the fights despite that and still end up winning. King has almost snuck past them, might be able to get the kill onto Relic, but he missed his opportunity. No problem though, Shooter has made up for it, and he's still keen on fighting over here.
He is being healed, supported. While he does go back up a little bit in terms of health, the B side is prone to an attack right now. 4 versus 4, and Crosshair makes it a little easier for his team. Relic will get the plant down. The recon is not available for now. The moment, and there it is. Abdur, he doesn't need a recon. All he needs is a shot of that sheriff. And he finds 2 of those. And suddenly, True Rippers have been completely dismantled because of the lack of utility. No Viper equal to no cover equal to deaths across the board. And now Crosshair running with the spike all by himself. The most he can hope for is a plant and maybe 1 or 2 kills. A clutch is a little out of the case here, that at least for me personally, because I think that when 3 of them charge at him together, he's not going to be able to win any of the duels.
Exactly, and they will triple peek him. They're taking their sweet time getting back to the site. That's the problem with not having a Sage on your team. The barrier rob not being present makes it so easy for Abdur to kill that Reyna who was going for the plant. Now Crosshair can hear all the footsteps coming together, and that's exactly what he fears. Fighting them all at the same time, manages to single out one duel,
He spotted
but
as
then,
well.
yeah, the recon reveals him, and while one guy sticks the defuse, the others try to protect that man. Soulmate jumping around on the zipline like a monkey, absolutely throwing off Crosshair's aim. Yeah, this seems like it's done and dusted already, isn't it, Universe? Unless there's a scope of a comeback.
Yeah,
Is there a scope of a comeback? Do you think so?
Weapon here.
I mean, if they had won that pistol, I would have said yes. I would have said maybe, a 25% chance, slightly increasing maybe. But if match point comes up and they are down by 10 rounds, I might want to have a look at split more than the Icebox.
True Rippers still not going for the force buy. Sticking to their sheriffs. And 2 classics, mind you. Meanwhile, Shooter, he doesn't even need to do anything. HSP from the low ground is able to get everything done. Spike discovered, and they're being burned alive by the snake bite. King is still, once again, behaving like a monkey, jumping around and running. Even at that range, he wins a duel against Paradox. So this is basically done.
Yep, it is what they all say,
In the bag.
in the bag. Whatever phrases
know-
you want to use, GG
You know,
go next.
Just a few rounds ago, we were discussing that Soa puts his bow back in the bag, but he doesn't have a bag. And if you take a look at his view model,
He doesn't have. No, he does.
where does he put the bow? His bow disappears after he puts it back.
I think he's got one of those things. What is that called? Is it a?
It's like Hermione's secret bag from Harry Potter, with infinite storage in it. Oh my god, they've discovered this push already. They're going all out. HSB can't fall back, but King definitely has rescinded. HSB doesn't mind giving up his life. Follow up from Shooter, not successful, but I think they're gonna be okay with a 4 versus 4.
They were very aggressive, but it does yield them a little bit of damage. Crosshair will try to give some of that back himself. King in prime position to find at least 1 kill and teleport away. And that kill might just come onto the jet if one tap god decides to go there, but it's going to be Crosshair.
The timing.
of that teleport, he still gets away though. Abdur will go in place of him, and King will find an unguarded one tap god. 2 versus 3. Finally, the one round that they were hoping for comes a little too late to Rippers. Here's a flank they need to worry about, and it looks like Master's aware of it.
Oh no,
Wait,
Soulmate
no
heard him
way.
reloading and he's holding his patience. He sees them both, pulls the trigger, pulls the round almost back in his bag. Now needs to coordinate, and True Rippers, they double peek him. No taking chances over here. Finally, they're able to put a round. I know, right? I mean, if it was the Vandal, he probably could have finished this game right here and now, but the Spectre, not as powerful. Either way, I was so intrigued by the number of times I was inclined to say timing. I mean, the first one happened when King pulls out that rendezvous just when the Sova pops up on his screen. And after that, he's still able to somehow kill Shooter because the Toxin screen wasn't up. Sorry, he was able to kill one-tap God because the Toxin screen wasn't up.
You want to play? Let's play.
Weak cons across both, but that Viper's wall allows them to not be detected. Crosshair.
This is a rather weird Viper wall. I haven't seen this before from True Rippers, but still. With all the Viper speed, all the utility in the bag, you still can't get the kills. Crosshair sees that peak coming from a mile away and he's prepared. Hunter's Fury also committed, hoping to keep them away from the screen's region, but instead, King pushes deeper inside, and he's able to get that kill. A follow-up, not possible. Crosshair pulls off the chamber diff, and this might just be yet another round that Team True Rippers are able to take. But the spike is not planted for Bell. That means every one of them will have to play from the side itself.
Yep. Oh, that Sage Wall is perfectly placed to make Shooter run away from here. He's going to be saving that operator and give another round away, but that's not a problem at all. When match point is in your grasp, giving away a couple is not going to make too much of a difference. It is 12-4 now. That's going to be the score line. And True Rippers live to tell the tale another day. While the economy is completely busted up for the defense, they are going to be okay as soon as that number 5 comes in for the side of True Rippers, which looks likely unless Shooter's able to, I don't know, whip up some weird strategy with that operator. For now, it is one more step in the right direction, but there's a huge road ahead of them if they want to even think about making a comeback happen.
Yeah, exactly. I said there was a new Toxin screen from True Rippers. My bad, it wasn't from True Rippers. Instead, it was from Team Snakes. Yep. So I figured out the purpose of that one. It's basically to isolate fights towards the belt side. And this time, they put up the opposite of that Toxin screen. This time, the wall that they have used, it is to make sure that they only have to fight outside of it, and if True Rippers come ahead of it, then they can play from either pipes or from screens and rafters. So they keep changing their Toxin screen setup, and that kind of creates a problem for True Rippers, and problems are already starting to show up. King already with the frag. 2 to the force paying off dividends.
HSB, bots are 1. Paradox is absolutely going to be a little bit concerned about moving into that Thomas position. He knows that these fights are not that easy to take. Snakes are pretty good with what they do, even if it's just pistols. And their Shooter, he's held down both the operator players in high function here. While King does have his ultimate working towards the A side, it looks like this eco round could be the end of it all. Ladies and gentlemen, the first map could be shut down 13-4 itself. One Tap God has no clue where to go. Him being the Jet, he needs to be the one to create space, and here's Zelik trying to create some of his own, immediately discouraged, and that wall is even more annoying because you've no idea where the players could be on the other side of this wall. It's such an oddly placed wall, but finally they do go through it. Oh, One Tap God will get one. A little strugglesome, but still connects the kill. Relic is going to support this planter. There comes the Viper Spit, and this is a do-or-die situation.
Oh, no.
3 versus 2. Still doable for the defense. And King needs to make a little bit more magic happen. Paradox could be walking into his crosshair, but he's being careful. There it is. The kill comes through. This might just be it, ladies and gentlemen. One Tap got the last one left. He goes to let's fail him. And that's it.
Oh, no, he snuck right past it and never saw that happening. Of course, the Jet has the privilege of flying across the server box and dropping to the other side. And that's something that they didn't consider. Of course, with so much confusion, I wouldn't expect them to pay attention to each and every sound cue. But they need to be on their toes if they wanted to win, and now it's out of their hands. The first map already belongs to Team Snakes here. I love the way how these guys keep changing up their Viper setup, and well, only a Viper can fight another Viper. Paradox's Toxin, his Viper Spit doesn't really help them secure the round, and they tried their best.
It went a long way. I think Soulmate was the honest MVP of this entire match. There was nothing that was not in his control. While a couple of times he did give up his life a little too early, his teammates made up for it. It's just beautiful individual brilliance here. You cannot have a look at this team and say nobody from their side is performing. Everybody had something to give. Whether it be the top fragger or the bottom fragger, whoever was even on the bottom was helping out with utility, which just made them come through. Let's go to the highlights and talk about this because, even though we saw, HSB not having as much of a contribution, his entirety was him providing information, which he did perfectly. Him giving slight amounts of damage and finding kills on the back of it whenever he could. And he did that to perfection. Abdur, He got revives like somebody was giving him hotcakes and he openly accepted it. Every time there was an ultimate orb, he just goes, farms it, goes towards B, farms it, and then they actually make their move. There were multiple times where they told Abdur, go towards A, get the orb, go back towards B, get the orb again.
Plus, Abdur was getting plenty of kills as well, so it stands to reason that he's going to be able to farm up the resurrection pretty quickly. Even Soulmate for that matter, he's got like 17 kills and only 9 deaths. The best KD in the entire server means that he's easily able to farm up his Viper Spit every now and then. And then there come the Sovas. I mean, they had their Hunter's Fury used only once in the entire game, and unlike everyone else who was able to use it like 3-4 times, sometimes in a single half, the Sovas didn't really create all that much impact. Even Master, for that matter, had a pretty terrible game. Wasn't feeling himself today, sitting at only 2 frags. Hopefully he's able to bounce back in the next game, because Split is going to be tougher. And while he may not be playing Sova in that game, he definitely needs to feel a little more confident about himself.
Yeah,
But
Master's probably going to be, having a little bit of confidence issue, but yeah, he should be going up ahead, because I think on Split in particular, the one thing that they are very confident with is that KO play, which Paradox does Dawn, and Master shifts to that controller role. And I think it should be good for them with a reset about, in a way that they completely forget that Icebox even ever happened.
I hope they can. I hope they can bury this and put it in the past, because the past isn't going to help you unless you learn from the mistakes. Must look to the future, must reset the momentum and your mental state, get into Split, which definitely should be a lot less complex. But again, both the teams have played Split pretty often, and it seems like Team Snakes, they might just be able to exact revenge for what True Rippers did to them previously in this tournament. Last time True Rippers won 2-0. This time, Team Snakes already picked up the first map. Up next is Split. And if you guys want to watch that, then go ahead and stick around. Maybe get some snacks while we go on the break. But we'll be back very soon with map number 2, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go anywhere. You guys are watching LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, our gaming partners Intel, and apparel partner 6x6.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hey guys, I'm Ankita. Welcome to Streamer Reviews, the place where you can watch gamers review the best new gaming laptops in the market. Gamers love exploring the vivid detailing of their favorite games. This demands a system that can support their immersive experience. So, we'll be checking out the Intel-powered Lenovo Legion 5, a laptop with features that let you dive into the exciting world of gaming. One of the most important aspects of the Lenovo Legion 5 is its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, with a base clock speed of 2.3 GHz up to 4.6 GHz turbo. It flaunts 8 cores, 16 threads and 24 MB cache. The Legion 5 lets you untether your gaming experience with Intel Wi-Fi 6, ensuring you can enjoy your favorite games wherever you like. Play on the go with up to 75% less latency. The Lenovo Legion AI engine optimizes performance automatically to any of the top 16 AAA games you're playing. with auto detection dynamically allocating CPU and GPU usage accordingly to get up to 15% more FPS. Speaking of senses, there's another sense that's also important for an immersive experience: sound. Thankfully, the Legion 5 has this covered as well. A pair of stereo speakers enabled with dynamic audio gives you an immersive 3D audio experience. Why wait? Get your own Lenovo Legion 5 and dive into the world of gaming today.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gamers review the best new gaming laptops. We gamers are always on the lookout to get more out of our systems. If you're looking for a laptop that can exceed your expectations, check out the Dell G15 gaming laptop. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor surpasses my expectations with a max turbo frequency of 4.6 GHz. It also has a game shift key on the keyboard which triggers a dynamic performance mode to maximize the fan speeds to keep your system cool while the processors push harder. The G15 also sports an Intel Thunderbolt 4 port which boosts your transfer speeds to unbelievable levels with its blazing fast bandwidth of up to 40 Gbps. It also lets you connect all your accessories using a single port. It's obvious that this system is designed to go above and beyond to deliver the results that you desire. Get your Dell G15 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LGL Tech Presents TC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, our gaming partner Intel, who provide the best gaming value, providing the overall best gaming experience. Don't forget to follow the hashtag GameWithIntel to know more about what they're up to. And of course, our apparel partner 656. We are back with Icebox going down a very slippery slope for Two Rippers as they fell straight down the slide, down to a pool of water, which they just eventually drowned in. 13-4 scoreline, which honestly embodies everything that you need to know about what happened on this map. While the first half and the second half for Two Rippers was equally distributed for just 2 rounds each, it was a very, very disappointing performance to say the least, because they did beat Snakes in the previous matchup they faced, quite convincingly. And that was the 2-0. And here, they've come and fallen hard. And now we go to Split, which, by the way, if most of us would know, is also a pick that Team Snakes comfortably go for in their map pool. So all's afoot, and Two Rippers, I hope they've got everything in store, because Split is a map where they're going to have to work just as hard as Icebox.
Yeah, True Rippers will have to work incredibly hard, especially when every single person on the side of Team Snakes is feeling themselves, feeling their aim. There were several occasions where Snakes were able to win simply because of winning aim duels. Like, if you take a look at the scoreboard from the previous game, you will realize that there's such a massive difference in the level of performance and the stats that Team Snakes put up. True Rippers were way behind, not just in terms of their movements and their rotation, but also in terms of hitting their shots. And yeah, sure, it's a tactical FPS, and at the end of the day, you can win rounds by just your brain power. Sometimes, if you get one tapped in your head, there's not much that you can do about it.
Yeah, it's just the individual brilliance of Team Snakes that's come through, and on top of that, the way that they're conducting themselves, playing around those individual brilliancies, which, to be honest, has been amazing, right? I think that there's nothing they've done that's gone horribly wrong for them, and they've worked around. Even if there's a mistake happening, they've worked around it. Let's go to the agent selection and see if there are any surprises to come over here, because True Rippers, this is do or die for them. It's either third place or it's the grand finals.
Grand finals at stake. Team Snakes a map up. True Rippers need to if they want to make it through. They want to get in the finals and get alongside Enigma Gaming. If they do, then this will be a classic Indian matchup. Otherwise, tomorrow we're going to be having India versus Pakistan yet again in the grand finals. Let's head into Split, ladies and gentlemen. Team Snakes are more or less prepared with their lineup already. And I expected them to pick up a KO, but instead they've gone with a Sky and a Viper. So there's a double controller setup coming in from the side of Team Snakes. True Rippers, on the other hand, they're going for a double initiator instead.
I like this though. I like that the side of Snakes are sticking to what they usually do, and that is that dual controller. Soulmate on that Viper, well, we've already seen how poisonously, dangerous he is. And on the other side, while there is only one controller, Paradox, I think that Crosshair and Master together are going to be able to cause a lot of havoc in terms of information, stopping pushes. But right now, they are on the attack. So they need to pull out as much value as possible, because True Rippers, while they do have an interesting composition, the opponents have a controller duo that is very, very dangerous, because Abdur has a ever constantly regenerating smoke machine. And on top of that, they've got Soulmate, who is basically a pseudo sentinel. And to add on to their miseries, they've got a King, who is basically a sentinel. And this is a very heavy defense setup, which True Rippers need to know how to break, because those smokes are going to be very annoying to deal with.
Definitely. Now, this is the kind of game where True Rippers need to play on their instincts and know when to peek out of the smokes, know when to play safe. Well, here we go. Early aggression towards the ace site already. They trade blow for blow. Both the teams have lost a player each, but King brings it back to some extent. He doesn't want to peek ahead of this one, still staying towards screens. Instead, he asks his fellow Omen to smoke off the ace site so that they can't enter. Instead of that, True Rippers are now going towards mid, where Paradox and Crosshair go ahead. Oh, he gets stunned. Paradox follows up. That's what they needed. The Paranoia does absolutely nothing to stop their advance, and now the man advantage neutralized.
Being progressed upon. Paradox throws down the one smoke he has. He's getting another in just about a couple of seconds. Does a fake teleport. And Abdur doesn't fall for it all as much. There goes through. He gets two. He gets the Abdur.
Jesus, that is a massacre. Always be careful while entering the smokes. And True Rippers were careful to some extent. I can understand that gets the first one, but then everyone else just simply failed to follow up. And it's not even like they went in one by one. The Sky and the Cypher were more or less there at the same time.
Almost, I would say. You know,
Almost at the same time, but
that's kind of one thing. They see the smoke down there, but they did not expect Abdur to be in it. I don't know why. Maybe they thought he'd fallen off and gone into the site, but you should always expect, when there's an Omen around, you should expect him being around in his own smoke.
the suppression blade along with the guiding light both thrown out. This smoke has been placed by Abdur so that they can just capture the ultimate orb, and maybe Paradox can Paradox plays it so that he can try to make some cheeky plays and maybe kill the guy up on top, but HSB is gonna deal with it once again. Smoke's shenanigans just never pan out for the side of True Rippers.
Shooter's got a Vandal, he's got support in the form of Soulmate, that wall as well. A flash comes through, but it's still Soulmate to win the duels. He gets one more, the spike back on the ground. One time God can only hope for so much. Kim comes in the flank from Sewers, and that is going to be the second round. A flawless one, so no reinvestments required. They've got a good amount of utility as well as weaponry. You can see it. King has also upgraded to a Vandal, while he does have money for the next round as well. So this is a very good defensive setup for the side of Snakes. They have got enough to work with. And given that they are looking for more short-range duels, because Abdur has also got a judge in his hands, I don't think it's going to be put to use right now, though, because the A side is where they're looking to run into.
But will they go for it right away? I don't think so. They are expecting Team Snakes to play a little more aggressively, and with the weaponry advantage lying with True Rippers, just about missed that opportunity. Well, at least he didn't die, so it's still a 5 versus 5.
Coming, right?
Probably. Paradox uses the Shrouded Step to get into the vents, but will there be anything to stop him? There is Cypher utility placed over there. I'm sorry, Jamie utility placed over there, but that's the rendezvous, not the trademark, and that's how Paradox is able to sneak through. King falls to his death, and it's falling apart. True Rippers are on the verge of taking control of the site. The spike hasn't been teleported inside. They have taken control of Heavens. Now they just need to create a safe passage for a spike to be escorted into the site.
Well, it's more or less a done and dusted situation here, unless we have Soulmate and Abdur pull off a clutch of the ages. One tap God does eat a little bit of damage, but delivers some himself. They're being aware of this, but there's weapons fallen on the ground in front of him. They're gonna pick both of them up. Both of them have a Vandal and a Phantom to work with. This is it. Soulmate takes down one tap God, but Abdur has been damaged down to 30 HP. They know where Crosshair is, but they're hoping that Master's caught off guard. Now he's been spotted. He misses a shot. Crosshair connects though, and Master's gonna follow it up. A good crossfire, a contact peak that comes through. And True Rippers find their first round, but again, similar to Icebox, it's heavy contemplation of economy that's gone through. Having lost 3 players, they are gonna have to reinforce into a little bit of half armor, Spectres maybe, Bulldogs at max. You can already see it. Paradox is being forced to play on one. Relic is probably gonna be playing on a Bulldog. That Master can drop him. Or he actually picks up a Vandal with half armor. Okay, that's still good enough, but his opponents have a lot more to go on with.
I love that 1-2 peek out from both of them though, from Master and Crosshair. One guy playing on swing, one guy playing on contact. They need to pull that off again and again. But first, in order to do that, they have to win this opening duel against King. Sees them both and he's like, nope, I'm out of here. Relic has killed Shooter in the meantime, and he follows up with the second one. There you go. The A site now liberated. But the spike is not being transported into the site just yet. They're going to take their sweet time to get in there. Abdur uses the Shrouded Step to get past, but the other Omen has heard him, and his information has been relayed. Relic wants to pick up that Dual Master going alongside him. They both fight him at the same time.
You know, there's quite something that I have noticed multiple times in the differential to our region to others, especially when I watch these VCT games, either EMEA or be it DNA. Usually, when it comes to the mid control of split, a lot of teams right now, we know that, you know, every team tries to go for that B heaven control, right? But when I've seen multiple amounts of teams who actually end up smoking the B heaven side and go towards Wentz because it gives them more of a vertical control towards two different avenues. And do you think that our region should, you know, try to adapt into that? Because it's always smoke Wentz, fight B heaven. They don't really see the other narrative of it unless there's some sort of a force that comes through.
I mean, in force rounds, I think it's going to be even harder to get control of vents because, yeah, sure, once you're inside, how do you climb up? If the defenders come in there and they are setting up towards A heavens, then there's really no point getting in there. Plus, in almost every round, King places his utility towards the vents region, so that mostly should stop two Rippers from coming in. But the moment I say that, this time King has not done that.
Yeah,
I can understand. I mean, it's an eco round anyway, so he's probably just gonna save the utility instead and go for the fight straight up. If he dies once, he's gonna have the ultimate orb, or he can just capture the orb and get the force yourself. Now he's probably gonna go ahead and place that trademark towards vents. Oh, he's going for something even better. He's going towards the vents himself and looking to fight mid with his customized operator. Doesn't shoot, and now he does.
Gets the first kill, could not connect the second. 3 more bullets left in that beautiful operator, but here's Paradox making shrouded steps happen towards B. Shooter's gonna let him cross, spots him out. The smoke will go through immediately to cover himself up, and that's the B side being contested. A lot of chaos being caused by Paradox himself, supported by the Kai's ultimate. Relic is able to find HSP and he's playing around. Careful. A lot of pressure on him, but he's able to relieve himself of it. Shooter goes for the jumping classic. There's no way he hit that. King actually finds one more, but Crosshair and Paradox will stabilize. And that flash is gonna make Shooter come in a little bit slowly towards this B side. Well, he does have...
They're throwing in everything they have to delay Shooter. But no matter what the outcome of this round is, I think it's already a win in my books for Team Snakes. I mean, they forced out 2 ultimates from True Rippers. They committed the Seekers and the Neural Theft. All this to just win an eco round.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's great expense of economy that they're getting done on the side of True Rippers. While they are building up thanks to the 3 rounds that they won consecutively, it's still, you know, a little bit on the downside in the long run, because if they lose this round, the loss bonus is not going to be as great as it should be. So there are downsides to having, you know, getting players down. They're having confidence to get these players down even with just pistols. That is a good thing. While I would have expected, you know, a little bit more control from True Rippers, they're actually playing on just contact basis and getting kills. They're not playing for control per se.
And as long as it works, I have no problems with it. Oh, okay.
Come on,
from the shadows committed, you already have Paradox into the site. So they can go ahead and plant, and there's nothing that's going to be stopping them. The Viper spin towards mid does absolutely nothing to stop the advance of True Rippers, but them overextending will result in their deaths.
Well, a blind goes by 2 ways, and Paradox has been blinded, but he will go for the duel anyway. Loses it out. 1 tap loss, the only one left. Gets dagged as well from the operator. 30 HP. Can only hope for this round to go his way. A bullet from Abdur is going to suffice. A 3k for him, and a 3rd round for the side of Snakes. You know, I was hoping that we would get to see a different composition from at least one of this. Like the Wentz control that I was talking about earlier, I think it kind of works on the fact that a lot of teams that use that control comes through having a raise in your composition, because we have teams who don't play the jet on this. They play the chamber as the primary operator role, because they can have the raise jumping about with his grenades and satchels, who can clear out vents with just one grenade, right? And I think that's what makes it a little bit more of a dynamic play on split.
Yeah.
But we'll see eventually if these teams get around to it.
And even if you don't get any kills with those nades, if you just break the sentinel utility over there, then that opens up so many more avenues.
Yep.
The 0 point doesn't discover anything, but the flashes are perfect. True Rippers have a chance to come through, but that pushes through that cloud push. That's the counter push they were looking for. Shooter doesn't have a dash, but he doesn't need it. He's still going up and down on that zip line. And Cross is now trapped in nail. They know exactly where he is.
Oh my god.
They double peek him. Instantly destroyed. And Paradox will be shot while he's in the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, this is just complete domination. And look at the economy. Like I said, they lose that round, it's going to immediately hurt their economy. And you can see the 3 players have rather quite a low amount of money, and they're just having to play along with an eco at this point. They cannot buy into this one, even though 2 of the players have healthy amounts of money. Sheriffs will be dropped across thanks to that, but immediately the side of Snakes hit back saying, we've got this under control. They find the lead in their pocket and they're looking to extend it by 2.
See if they can do it. On paper, True Rippers will not be able to win the round because of the weaponry that they have. But, oh my god, an instant and almost everyone's dead. One Tap God can only hope to get a cheeky kill and hope that he goes unchecked. And they walk past each other.
Oh! Well, he will pick up a weapon, but he's got a tail to worry about. And that tail is gonna take him out. Another round for the side of Snakes. They're doing very well on this defensive side, and like we talked about it, their composition is meant for this. That Viper's wall towards mid is such a better dynamic than the Sage's wall. While it does have its perks, the Sage's wall, the Viper's wall does give slight amount of damage, and it's more versatile in the way it can be placed, right?
Exactly.
So,
and if you look at the minimap, the way these guys are placing that wall, if in any round Team Snakes want to play aggressively, they can get all the way towards the bottom of sewers without being detected and without having to cross the wall. Then they can just set up the crossfires and instantly delete True Rippers before they even realize they're close. But this time that won't happen. One Tap God opens things up towards the B side and he continues to advance while his team is moving in towards B heavens. Or at least they're trying. But the way they've placed their smokes indicates that they don't want to go towards B. Instead, they're moving towards vents. Relic holding for the counter push. Oh, the timing. Just about lets him pass. But now that Soulmate hasn't spotted anyone towards the bottom of A, I think those fake smokes that Paradox placed towards the B male region will instantly be called as a bluff.
Well, Abdur is going for some information. He cancels away and he's called it that they're not even towards the B main. But he does suspect somebody. Soulmate gets the kill of Relic, and that is the tripwires being cancelled across the map. Soulmate covers up for it. That Sky ultimate is just a fake. They're running away from here and they're going towards the B side. Paradox comes in from Wentz. He's been standing there for far too long. One Tap God's gained control, and that is what they're banking upon. 4 versus 4 retake scenario definitely in place here, unless Abdur can find at least 1 frag. He's been on a roll. Oh, what?
This is just so quick. One Tap got even quicker. Somehow shuts out all the aggression that his teammates could not stop. Soulmate, if he had a snake bite, he could have denied the spike plant right here and now, but he doesn't. Instead, sneaks into hell. One Tap God has the angle, but he doesn't get discovered. One Tap God misses the opportunity. Now he's activated. He just needs to find out where the KO is, and the knife might just reveal that position. He knows he needs to clear up this crossfire, and he's isolated the duels. Needs to swing. One Tap God wide, and he shoots him down through the walls. Oh my god. Finally, True Rippers are able to sell the fake successfully, but even then, they can't close out the round.
What a beautifully played 1v2, man. He just waited. Patience was key. It's like True Rippers went to him instead of him going to them. Honestly, I think that Master should have held his ground because he knew that One Tap God is down to 20 HP, right? So one tap god should have been the one to try and get a peek, and Master should have played off of contact. But instead, Master, a little ambitious, went for an aggressive peek. It wasn't even aggressive. He went for an informational peek, thinking he could take the fight. But I think at that situation, they were in a good crossfire position. One towards pillar, one towards the back of side. He could have let the operator do the work and then him peek out on the back of it.
Exactly. Shooter this time playing with fire, wins it as well. The heat is on and True Rippers are feeling it.
They most certainly are. They've already lost one of their key players. They're not able to establish themselves in the way that they want to. Just a couple of pistols to work with. And there's a beautiful flash. HSB finds one, looking for more. Shouldn't be too much of a trouble for him. Gets 3 of them, and Shooter gets the help just in time. 7 and 3. And ladies and gentlemen, are we looking at our grand finalists in the form of Team Snakes?
You might as well call it out right here. HSB farmed up his Seekers. He's ready to use them. King has the Tour de Force ready again. And if he wishes to use it, this will be a double op setup with one op in the hands of Shooter and the other one in the hands of King. One tap god, he's not found too much success with his op. He did manage to get one pick towards the B side last time, but that was only a redundant pick because they weren't able to capitalize on it. They weren't able to close out the round, but it did call for a good fake. Though they called the bluff this time.
That Viper utility is so good on mid, man. It doesn't even allow them to go any close. With the Sage, you can at least crawl up near the Sage wall. But with this Viper utility, you cannot even get close until it goes down. And here's HSB. Oh, he should have won that duel. Thankfully, Soulmate's here to cover it up. He's not blinded and he's doubling up himself. 3 versus 3, still alive for both sides here. While there is a little bit of a confusion on the True Ripper side. The side of Snake still look very much in control thanks to the map, awareness that they have. B side completely under control. King is holding on to A. Even though mid is open, it's not a problem because Shooter does still have all of his utility intact. He can smoke himself, run away, everything.
Yeah, and now he's got the right read as well. The moment he peeks out of B main, it will be perfect for him. But he's kind of paranoid about them coming from mid. The bait teleport forces Shooter to peek when One Tap God already has the angle. And now they can easily go in and plant the spike. But One Tap God is a bit paranoid about leaving that cloud burst. He doesn't know that the site is clear, so he's going to take his sweet time. Better careful than sorry. Paranoia goes through. Paradox defends him after going for the wrong TP. He tried to go behind that brown box, but ended up getting stuck.
Last round in the half.
Oh, he wanted to go right to the back of side. Forgive me, to the left side of the side, right near the boxes over there.
Yeah, but the hitboxes of the Omen TP. Yeah, they fixed the speed, but they haven't made any changes to the hitboxes.
Well, it was a slight miscalculation. And I mean, he was inside a smoke himself, so he couldn't see the wall. That's okay. Still a round that they were okay with giving away, I believe. Not completely. I think that Shooter could have had that if he had somebody covering up B Heaven for him. But here we are. Null Command comes through. Master wants to shut this out. A 7 and 5. They run in straight. Gonna give up this for a retake, it seems. HSB and Shooter both having an operator. Get 2 very essential kills, but One Tap God takes down Shooter, being a little too aggressive. HSB gets one more. And while they're trying to go for the revive, HSB immediately throws out his Seekers. It doesn't even need to be activated though. What a disgusting round from the side of Snakes, man. A defensive hold of the highest order.
A triple op setup, universe, not just double, because HSB Shooter had the regular ops and then King with the Tour de Force. I agree, sure, the Null Command might probably force King to put his op back in his pocket, but still, it's too deadly. Just too damn deadly. And the moment they heard that KO ult being activated, they all fell back towards either the CT region or the top of heaven. They realize it's not going to be a mid plus B crunch. It is just a B rush, so they can safely defend it from the top of rafters. And it worked like a charm.
You know, the entirety of what True Rippers did on their attack was, I don't know if we could see it multiple times, but they were playing pretty one-dimensional with their approaches. The only one time where they did find a little bit, of exciting moments was when they were trying to exploit the mid-range. But as I talk about it, Here's a good, exciting approach from True Rippers. Immediately proved me wrong. That flash and that smoke cover actually provides them the perfect opportunity to peek out with 2 players and find 2 kills as well.
Well, True Rippers desperately needed this round. They need to convert the pistol if they want to have a chance in this series. Master ready for the pop flash so that his teammate and him can peek both at the same time, but Abdur somehow still not dead. Well, I guess that I said it a bit too early. Master following up even further. It's just Soulmate left and he has no control of the spike. His sneaking and rims will probably just get him nothing.
You know, King tagged down 2 players to less than 20 HP. Relic was pretty low himself as well. If Soulmate would have found that kill, that could have been a 2-0 round. Well, either way, it is 8-5 and a small glimmer of hope that True Rippers are hanging on to on the map of Split, which is their pick, by the way. And they are on the receiving end of the score right now. They are 3 rounds down still. Can be 2 if they win this one. But you can never really count out True Rippers. Forgive me. You can never really count out Team Snakes even on their pistols. As they speak, getting information. King moves in a little bit towards B main, but that one-way smoke allows an easy kill for Paradox, and that's already men dropping down.
Still creeping up mid, still hoping to get the picks. Oh, and they get him. Instant death for Crosshair. One Tap got still keen on fighting over here, and while he sets up the bait, Master pushes that from the other side. It's a 1-2 combination. They are both safe for now, but the peaks have been reset. Guy falls back to safe territory, only to be hunted down by Paradox, who's coming in from B main. Oh, lovely dink, but hey, it's alright. I mean, this was just an eco round for the side of Team Snakes anyway. They never expected to win this one. But at least now they have figured out that One Tap God and Master will always play that combination, where Master throws out the pop flash from the vent room and One Tap God peeks from heaven. They've done this twice in a row in these 2 rounds. And
they need to clear out that vent position now.
yeah, and if Team Snakes has the read on this, then I think they will probably deploy either one of the smokes towards the top of the vent room or towards B heaven, so that this peak, pop flash peak from both of them can never work. Oh, but it won't be happening this round. Instead, One Tap God, he's going towards A.
Oh, he finds that kill. Soulmate is gonna have to let him get away. There's no way he's getting any return frag over there. A beautiful play by One Tap God. Very risky, but does pay him a little bit of dividends. Master still in this vent position. Now he's being discouraged off of it, but not completely. He's holding up from the ropes, and One Tap God has made his way towards B heaven. That's a very quick rotation. And now they know that One Tap God's playing his frolicky game of going back and forth. That trademark was just to get information whether or not Master's there, and they've got it. And while Soulmate is closing up towards heaven, their shooter finding one. One Tap God responds in kind. One Tap God responds in triple kind. There is 3 kills for that man when nobody expected it to happen. The operator comes up in the bonus round and it does wonders for him. He still gets away somehow. And it's a 2 versus 3 now. Thanks to King getting the kill on the Relic. But One Tap God, he's looking for the ace. Give him the ace, man.
No! HSP denies it instantly. And with that, the 2 remaining members of Rippers can't really peek alongside each other. They have to go in at the same time, otherwise HSP will get free duels. And he's still planting. He's committed to the plant. The flash actually works against him?
Yeah. Almost could have been.
Yeah.
Paradox was looking straight up while Crosshair was flashing. He didn't even... I think he tried to turn away for a second, but it popped a little too soon, maybe just about half a second. And still though, he's still around for the side of True Rippers, and that's a good comeback from the 8-4 scoreline. They're just down by 1 round now, and they've even got One Tap God picking up the pace here. That 4K was brilliant, and Abdur calls in for the timeout, and a well-needed one as that.
Exactly. With that 4K, One Tap God, he can afford an operator once more, and he's got the Blade Storm ready as well. But yeah, this dynamic setup of One Tap God being in different positions every single round is crucial. They put him on mid twice in pistol and the consecutive round, and it's essential for One Tap God to keep switching positions every time. Otherwise, the members of Team Snakes can just simply smoke him off and make his angle redundant. In which case, he'll have to rely on either a guiding light from Crosshair or maybe a pop flash from Master, both of which require extensive rotations. And True Rippers are already struggling to stack the correct site. They will struggle even more if One Tap Gods needs assistance and if he can't do it all by himself. But so far, so good. True Rippers winning 3 rounds in a row means they have bonus money. They have a little bit of cushion even if they lose the current round. Can Team Snakes actually stop this economic momentum? Will they be able to pull it off? In this round, okay, not this round. They're probably just going to use this eco round as an extended timeout anyway. They're going to try something new, see if it sticks. And if it does, well, then they have the winning formula in their hands.
Yeah, their attack really hasn't kicked off the ground yet. And while the B side is heavily guarded by One Tap God, he does fire a shot, and King is trying to contest here. He's playing around with the operator, and Crosshair is actually going to take out Shooter towards mid. B Heaven has taken control of. Crosshair is having no issues with this. He just wants to play for the kills here patiently. Oh, that's a mistake. With the operator on the ropes, it's not the best of choices, my friend.
Just want to tie that rope around your neck and call it a noose. That's what One Tap God will be feeling right now. But HSP still looking to challenge, and he wins the duel again, single-handedly liberating the entire B Heaven region, and now he's got the Seekers. This should tell them that there's still 2 defenders on the B side, which means they should be going towards A probably, but now one of them has been dealt with, and once again, smoke shenanigans simply not working out for True Rippers. Master has to defend it all by himself. He's good enough to get them both. Spray transfers are amazing. Flush once again, but he knows that the Viper has moved into the other side. But Soulmate has the weapon and a 1v1. Imagine if he actually pulled this off. This will be a thrifty win. A 1v2 clutch from Soulmate, and all the hard work that Master and One Tap God did has gone down the drain. A thrifty win, Universe.
Well,
the tactical timeout works.
Yeah, it does. And of course, the durability on that B Heaven side to find that kill. I honestly feel Crosshair should have just held the crossing towards the side instead of peeking out wide in that angle. Those sheriffs are deadly weapons, man. And if HSB connects a couple of those like he did, it's obviously going to spell doom. True Rippers a little overextensive at times, it seems. But still, they are not out of the game completely. And as soon as I say that, Shooter's blown the head off of one. HSB might go down. They have an idea that the flank could be imminent at any point. But the A side has been taken control of. It's open for business. The plant goes down. And this is a retake. Beautiful stuff. That double peek. Effortlessly from Shooter and King. And Shooter gets on top of it. Master and Co. Crosshair right now with him. They go in through the Viper Spit, which is heavily guarded. Master will take out one. Soulmate immediately trades back. One Tap God still being a menace with his knives. But there's a huge pit of smoke and poison in front of him. And he's got no idea where they are. Oh! He still connected that.
Yeah, but you notice the position in which the Viper Spit has been popped. Usually, the attackers will pop it somewhere towards screens, so that these defenders can't make their way into the side via their area, or they pop it towards A Heaven so that they don't even let them rotate towards A, just keep them busy towards CT spawn. But no, this was a completely different one. They pop it towards the bottom of A main because they know for a fact that True Rippers will try to take ramp control instead and crunch from both the sides. That's the level of read that Team Snakes have on True Rippers. And man, if you're getting countered that hard, you need to pull off something extremely innovative. Shooter gets stuck, and this could be his cue to die. But no, the defenders can't hold on. Master with a lovely tap, but that's all she wrote for him. The numbers, but Crosshair can't follow up. And now all of a sudden, he's been forced to fall back. Shooter doesn't even let him do that. Oh, this is a disaster.
This indeed is a disaster. We might be looking at the final moments of True Rippers in the TC Gauntlet Season 4, ladies and gentlemen. The Decider finals might have just been decided with that round. True Rippers, while they do have a bye, they have the operator still functional in the hands of One Tap God. This timeout is paramount to their success. They need this round or else it's good night, bye bye, sweet dreams, and the grand final rests away from your hands.
Yeah, Team Snakes have got the grand finals in the palm of their hands. They just need to grasp it with all their strength and not let go. Paradox calling in the tactical timeout, which, in my opinion, should have been called a lot sooner. But now, on the edge of defeat, True Rippers need to find themselves anew, reinvigorate their spirits, and recompose themselves. So far, everything that they've been doing in retake situations has been read like an open book by the members of Team Snakes. The only thing that did work for True Rippers in the pistol round and the 2 rounds after that was once they made contact on mid, they went towards the extremities of the map once again. So those fakes that they sold actually worked out. But True Rippers now, if they try to play aggressively, they will be met with aggression in return. If they try to face them head on, all the members of Team Snakes will be just holding their defaults. And look at the way members of Team Snakes have spread out over here. They committed the Viper's Wall towards A already, but everyone else moving towards mid instead. One tap got playing the one-handed angle. Still doesn't want to get out of here. The collateral, and he dashes in the wrong direction. That was a mistake, and he gets instantly punished for it.
That is quite a bit of damage to take. He's obviously not going to be escaping that without a dash in his hands. Crosshair eats a bullet. Gives one in return though. King, Shooter, both of them here. King will trade it off. Control still in the hands of the attackers. Crosshair. He's heard them go towards Wentz, and look at Paradox though. Oh wait, they've actually crossed positions. Soulmate has no idea. Oh, this is a very awkward exchange, and they're right across each other, and Soulmate's crossed him, and now he's finally seen him. They don't know this, and this is Paradox's round. He should be getting 2 free kills here. He dinks one, he gets the kill in the end. And Soulmate is left to wonder, what the hell just happened? How did he get past me?
Exactly. One moment of hesitation, a momentary lapse in concentration, and this will result in your decimation. True Rippers are still alive in this game.
All right.
11 and 8, and this is exactly what True Rippers were hoping that they would get out of that round, keep themselves alive. They haven't really still got the best of economy because of the players that they lost. Look at it.
Yeah, but I have to point out, what Paradox pulled off in this round certainly could not have been planned. Like, there's no way the True Rippers calculated this play and made it. It just happened. They can't rely on happenstance again and again.
Well, all based on timing. Paradox is going to be spotted out under Heaven. He will teleport away, and King, he will succumb to his quickness. Paradox doubles up, and that's the round that could be in the making, ladies and gentlemen. But One Tap God says otherwise. 2 versus 3 here. Soulmate and Abdur. Abdur teleports away from the side, and Soulmate, he will try his best to keep this under wraps. There comes Abdur. 1 versus 1 now. And now he's got 2 shouted steps to work with. Goes towards Heaven. He's playing around with the idea though. The spike is far away from him, and Crosshair pulling down the perfect angle lets him walk into his crosshair. 11 and 9. We're not yet done with this game, it seems.
Oh, amazing stuff from True Rippers in this round. Not only was the rotation super quick, but they also somehow managed to get those players into positions from where they can support each other. Now, when True Rippers usually go for the retake, the members of Team Snakes expect them to come from ramps, and that's exactly why Abdur teleported to the back of A main so that he can catch the ramp players off guard. But there was nobody present over there, and then all of a sudden Soulmate's left all by himself in the side, and he can't plant. Very patient, very slow approach from the side of Team Snakes this time. They know they have the lead, but they don't have the weapon. So the best that they can do is break True Rippers' economy right now. That's probably why they're deciding to stick together. They don't want to go for the plant or for the fights. They just want True Rippers to make a mistake so that King can punish them. Oh, but the punish doesn't happen just yet. King now daring them to re-peek. challenging them to walk into his crosshair once again, and Shooter also at the ready. Will the ultimates be able to yield him any results? Shooter doesn't get suppressed, and that should be his cue to go for the fight, but One Tap God wins it again. Relic also somehow nailing his shots, and Master now takes his position. They won't check it, most probably. And Abdur will be instantly shot in the back of his head, but how is he got undiscovered? How did Master not check this one? This is a disaster,
There's no way.
but maybe Crosshair can mitigate this damage. Again, the timing, what's happening to
He saw
Turret?
him, right? He saw
I
him.
hope he did. I really hope he did.
No,
If he doesn't, it's
come
gonna be a
on.
disaster. The ultimate
No way.
again. Go for this one. Not like this. Not like this. True Rippers did such good work, but for them to fail
10 seconds left.
in such a hilarious fashion, it's just ridiculous. Paradox going for the teleport on the other side of this wall. Maybe King won't anticipate it, but he's got the op train in the right direction, and he clutches this one out. Get out of here, man. This is just simply not supposed to happen. So many things went wrong. I mean, first of all, you have Master inside that little box area. I thought Master will be able to easily tap out Abdur, but nobody checks him, and Abdur gets a double. And then again, the ultimates that Team Snakes were relying on, the Blade Storm and the Tour de Force, they should have been instantly dismissed the moment Master threw his knife. But the Blade Storm doesn't get affected at all. One Tap God wins the duel, sure, but it's still available for the chamber over there. He still got the Tour de Force. Desperation rules.
Yep, desperation indeed. Only one it wheels though. There's one more being spotted. One Tap God. He's been the one man who's been connecting his shots left, right, and center. But he's being very, very passive right now. At least forced to be passive. Still gets a kill though. That's good. Crosshair kills one with his utility. His dog gives a damning bite.
Well, that's a nice pet to have.
Oh man, Two Rippers somehow win this aggressive A push with their utility and pistols.
And it just happened that almost every member of Team Snakes was also in the same region. And some of these rounds, I have to tell you, you just don't see it coming. You think you know what's going to happen when you see it at the start, but then the wild ride it takes you on.
Absolutely insane. Crazy stuff here from both these teams. It's coming up to be very, very close here. And what a game it has been so far. An eco for the side of Snakes as they play along for the final round. Master taking down 2, and Shooter's hoping for a weapon with 30 HP left on him. He's got the spike as well. Soulmate slowly working up towards the A side.
I have a question. Can he jump above this if he climbs up on the box behind him?
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure he can.
But then the sound cue will alert Relic.
Yeah, that's exactly why he's guarding this. They know that he's here. Look at the pre-fire timing. Amazingly done. Abdur gets one though, and there's Shooter covering up. Oh boy! It's turning to be another sour round for the side of Two Rippers. Please don't tell me this is it. Not like this. There are Seekers available which they can use, and Abdur is back in a situation where he found himself earlier. Got the ultimate, but he's the one who's gonna have to save this round for his team. He's gonna be spotted out. Paradox gets the timing against him, and now Shooter comes out, plays for the plant, forgive me, the aggressive play, but he does go down. Now it's on to One Tap God, try and stop this, and he will.
Don't even start that shit here, mate.
Bro, just so close away from having a heart attack.
Ooh, what a game. This has been an epitome of action, drama, and high stakes. I'm pretty
Extremely
sure.
high stakes.
Yeah, indeed. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. It's either this or nothing. If True Rippers are able to pull off this one final rodeo, they have a couple more to go on Split, or else this is going to be their final round in the TC Gauntlet Season 4. They've worked very hard to come this far. pretty sure they're not going to be trying to settle for third place. Abdur has information. He sees a couple of them towards market, has an idea that there might be more than one. And Relic...
But it's they don't take action on the back of that teleport anyway. It just essentially acts like a very expensive recon dart to gather information.
Well, it looks like that recon dart might work out for them, because here goes Crosshair, and there's 3 players being spotted. Immediate rotations coming in. You can see it. Crosshair, he's gonna get one for free through the smoke, and HSB. Well, it's gonna be a difficult round for the side of Snakes. Shooter might have found one, but that's gonna be immediately revived, it seems. King is coming in for the trade. No is the answer. Paradox takes 3 of them down. And overtime, Central is back in action.
Whew. The fake res actually worked out. It kind of baited the members of Team Snakes to peek and fight that area. And just when they thought that the KO alone is being revived by one person over there, they were wrong. There were so many members of True Rippers present in that region. And that's what True Rippers were hoping for. They were hoping to bait out a couple of mistakes from the side of Team Snakes. And they've successfully done that. They've pushed this to overtime. They cannot afford to let go now.
I'm just gonna throw them a little bit off of their game. They are back on defense here. They win this, they're gonna have advantage. That's exactly what they would be wanting. Snakes, they need to be careful.
Oh, careful is an understatement, buddy. True Rippers, though, going in for one of those brute force executes. 4-man rush towards ramps, and one tap god already delivering the results. But after getting that pick, they've hit the brakes. They've committed the smokes, and now they go in a little slowly, being very careful of the chamber traps. They don't want to get slowed down, and nothing can stop them. The plot will go through. Abdur and HSB left to their own devices. They have to peek ahead of the smoke, hoping that they can somehow use the... Did that dog actually stun both of them right now?
Yeah, it did.
Wow. 2 for 1, huh? That's one very, very good dog. And Paradox is already coming in from behind them.
He's gonna throw in a smoke to try and throw them off guard. Coming from behind, but Master's already found Abdur. And it's just about time that HSB goes down. True Rippers have the lead after what seems like ages, ladies and gentlemen. We might as well see Ascent in the end after all.
We may just see that. But I just saw something very weird in this round. I didn't know that the Trailblazer can stun 2 people at the same time.
I mean
that
close
was
enough. If they're close enough.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's not like it has 2 mouths.
I mean,
consider this: if there's 3 people standing right next to each other, can it stun all of them? Maybe like a Cerebrus?
I think we need to test this out in our custom
test
game.
this out. Mythbusters.
How many people can the Tasmanian Devil, so-called, stun?
You know what a Cerebrus is, right? It's that 3-headed dog from
Yep.
Greek mythology, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta test it out then. Tec Gauntlet Mythbusters series, live on YouTube in a couple of days. Just kidding. We need to just discuss what probably the side of Team Snakes can do to deny this overtime. I mean, the full-blown aggression from True Rippers surprisingly worked out. I thought they would go for something more slow-paced, but nah, True Rippers were like, let's just go back to our standard playstyle, the thing that we are feared for the most, the brute force aggressions. And it still ended up working out. That's amazing. Which is great, right? Because we haven't seen True Rippers play that balls-out aggression kind before in the series. They've been very measured and very careful. Good to see them go back to their roots. But will those roots give them the win that they are so desperately looking for?
Well, let's find out. One tap card is holding against Soulmate. They're just a couple of centimeters away from each other. Oh, one tap god knows. He's being toyed with, teased, and he gets away. He doesn't want to take this fight anymore.
Paradox with the one-way smoke. Not seeing any action. Meanwhile, there you go. The opening pick acquired. Crosshair now. Without any flashes, there's barely any support available for players like One Tap God. He's now being called in for the rotation towards B Heavens. the knife detects them all, but even with that information, the Team Snakes members have the advantage. Master now has to clear out this area, gets the first one, but instantly gets sent back. There's a two-prong regression from Team Snakes. They're showing presence towards both B Heaven and A Heaven. So where is the actual execute? That's what True Rippers want to find out.
Well, Relic might be the answer to their questions. And he finds the one kill that could have probably maybe secured this map for them. His eyes are going to give him a little bit more information. King, you need to be careful here. Times of the essence though. They need to win this duel, and there it is.
10 seconds
In the dying moments of this round, they will secure the kill that they need. And now it's one tap God on a retake with an operator. Not the best of choices, and he's being very much considerate about his corners. He was expecting that close-up angle, but King, even with that, you know, dart stuck in his body across the entirety of that round, he makes it come through. 13 and 13, another overtime we go.
But you have to appreciate the presence of mind on one tap God, right? I mean, he knows for a fact that King hasn't pulled out that dart out of his body deliberately because he's setting up his teammate for bait. So he checks the only other angle which can be held and he wins that duel. But unfortunately, King then instantly swings out wide and gets him before he can put another op bullet in the chamber back. Another overtime. How many more overtimes do we have? True Rippers this time have only placed their Cypher at the edge of the A side, who will be successfully getting a kill on the shooter, but they can't win the duels on mid.
Immediately, it's come down to a stalemate. Just a couple of bullets being exchanged through smokes. And Crosshairs being a little ambitious about this. He's got information that nobody is at least close by, but they are definitely on B Heaven. Oh, HSB. He's got an idea that snake bite could have taken him a little bit down, but he's still alive somehow. Crosshair. He goes in through. HSB wants to go for the fight, gets a beautiful kill. Will be discouraged because of the fragment, and Abdo will double up with him, getting another one. Soulmate gets one, and this defense has ripped apart the attack coming in. Relic is the only one left. The spike is miles away from him, and no matter which direction he goes from, he's got a player waiting.
Yeah. You have miles to go and people to kill before you sleep. But can he even get close enough? And even if he somehow does he have the time to go for the plant? He's probably just going to have to fight all of them and kill them if he wants to win, because he certainly can't make it to the site. Crossfire, not that great, but Soulmate peeks out at the right time. Oh, this has gone a bit too far. I actually thought the True Rippers, after having activated utility of the chamber all throughout the map, I mean, you see how Relic was able to get that kill on A first, and then they deliberately broke the chamber traps on the mid-vent region so that they could probably clear out some space for Relic to move into A instead. And Relic did manage to get all the way into the A side, but at the cost of all his teammates' life. The whole plan of True Rippers was to get Relic into a flanking position from the A side while they controlled the bottom of mid, but Relic had to go on a completely different spike recovery mission, which he didn't expect to. Oh.
Shooter, he taps one tap God, and while he can be healed, he's gonna be 100 HP now. No more armor to keep him a little bit more alive than he usually is. He's gonna play this safe. True Rippers have fallen back on their aggressive stances, and look at Master. He's gonna be trading off 1-for-1. Abdur will find him. Relic's still unfazed. He's going for this aggressive push, but he's gonna get punished. Abdur gets the opening, and that might just be it. Ladies and gentlemen, we might be looking at the last moments of this map here, on of the series. 4 versus 3. Ultimate for Abdur online. Smokes going down. This is it. True Rippers run out. It's 1 versus 4. Shooter and Abdur find everything. Abdur is the hero of this round, of this series. Ladies and gentlemen.
But it's not over yet. One tap God might still be able to pull it off. He's only got 1 cloud burst to work with, so he can probably tap this spike and hopefully draw them out, but time is running out. They're using the smokes and the ultimates just to toy around with him, and then here comes the other jet. Puts him out of his misery. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Your finalists of the TEC Gauntlet Season 4, Team Snakes.
Performance worthy enough for a grand finalist spot. And True Rippers, honestly, they did their very best, man. Letting it come all the way to overtime, which should have not happened given the position that Snakes were in. I think it just went a little awry in the end. Teamwork from the side of Snakes came out through to be a little bit more conclusive and conclusive as well. Both have given as much as they can on the plate. While Icebox was a bit of a disappointing game for True Rippers, Split was pretty good until it came to the overtime mark, and they had the lead for one round, but they couldn't capitalize. Let's go to the highlights because Split has been an override of highlight clips across the board.
And not just the highlight clips. There were so many clips that make you go, WTF. This being one of them. Just a beautiful flurry of frags from up there. And that's the thing about Team Snake. Sometimes it takes an abundant amount of firepower for them to shut down the side of True Rippers, which is very difficult for them to muster. But then there are some rounds where they just bamboozle True Rippers without even trying. It's like the pendulum swings so hard between luck and skill, you can't even figure out exactly which reason to point at when you want to say, yeah, this is why they're able to win.
Yeah, it absolutely has been, quite a game. True Rippers, they do a heavy amount of damage to the side of Team Snakes in the second half, especially. While the first half was a lot more, Team Snakes focused, True Rippers hit back heavy and they hit back, quite hard. And eventually it came to a point where you could see that Team Snakes was struggling to find ground and they needed individual brilliance to clutch stuff out. And that came in moments like this, where Soulmate, while this was in the first half, individual brilliance was, what absolutely threw Team Snakes on top of things. They got everybody performing, and slight moments that, made the difference gave them the series itself, and of course, the finalist spot.
Of course, they will now be facing Team Enigma tomorrow, but True Rippers did give them quite a tough run for their money, so they must not bow down their heads in shame. True Rippers can hold their heads high because they came so close to the edge of greatness, pushing this game, which for the first half seemed like it was out of their hands, into overtime, double overtime, mind you, and that is no small feat. Plus, the number of times True Rippers were able to bamboozle Team Snakes and successfully sell fakes when they were on the attacking side is also quite high. So that poses a red flag for Team Snakes going into Enigma's game tomorrow, because if True Rippers are able to sell their fakes well, then Enigma can certainly do so better.
I think this is going to be quite a bit of a grand final. I think Team Snakes are going to be a very good competition to the side of Enigma. And the grand finals tomorrow, heavy stakes. A best of 5 that is going to be coming in. And it's going to be quite a series. But honestly, job well done, True Rippers. They've come so far. Third place finish, their best finish so far in the entirety series of the Gauntlet across all 4 seasons. And what a time for it to come in the final season of the Gauntlet.
Yeah, in the final season of Gauntlet. And this is what an amazing game to finish off the lower brackets. Both the teams performed really well. There were certain moments where True Rippers were able to bamboozle them. Sometimes Team Snakes were able to get the read on them properly. It was a 5-dimensional chess match with both the teams trying to outread each other.
Look at the consistency across Team Snakes, though. Everybody, 20 kills minimum, except for HSB, who's still on 18, close enough. That is a team that performs together. 21 for King, 23 for Soulmate, 20 for Shaka. Absolutely brilliant stuff from them. Whereas on the other side of things, while they did have people performing at their best, Relic was not really having the games to shine in the most. But hey, it is what it is. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, a 2-0 scoreline that Team Snakes will be taking through and across the lower brackets. Their run has been phenomenal. They've beaten everyone that's come their way, and they are going to the grand finals. That's been pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen, for today. Let's go to the brackets, though, before we do end up with the gauntlet. It's been quite a long road, and we've got a grand final coming up. 10 months. We've had 4 different seasons, and at the final match, the final season, we have Enigma Gaming against Team Snakes. This befits a perfect final.
Indeed, the perfect final. It's going to be a clash of two incredibly talented teams from two incredibly complex nations, both of them having so much to offer in terms of talent and brilliance. Tomorrow is going to be an absolute bonanza for every single South Asian Valorant fan.
It most certainly is. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to call it a good night. It's been quite a bit of a matchup between these two. And Team Snakes come out on top of both the maps that we played today. Icebox was completely dominated. And while Split gave us so many shock scares and moments to be, completely awed by, it is the end of today. The grand finals is tomorrow, so do join us for when that goes down. Enigma Gaming and Snakes are going to go all out. But for now, do go ahead, get some rest, have your dinner, because tomorrow is going to be a long day. 5 maps potentially to be played, minimum of 3. A lot of action coming in. Thank you for joining us for today, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the LGL Presents TC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, our gaming partner, Intel, who provide the best gaming value by providing the overall best gaming experience. Don't forget to follow the hashtag GameWithIntel to know more about what they're doing, and our apparel partner, 656, to give out some beautiful jerseys. Thank you all. We will see you tomorrow for one last time in the Gauntlet. Good night, happy gaming, and stay safe.